'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught in the middle of life, and I need you to survive.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Red Pill Diaries. I'm your host, your brother, and your friend. And I just want to say this, take this time out before Larry joins us. I immediately after the show, Alex Craner hit me up. He said, man, I apologize. It was a mix up of scheduling. And Larry is in the booth. I'm about to bring him on. But Alex and I will be doing a makeup show probably tomorrow or something. I see you with your shirt on, my man. How's it going?
Hey, man. I got that's for my Africa theme.
Larry,
boycott Mondays. Where you're not doing a very good job of it. You're here. You're not boycotting.
Well, Larry, what's up with your president, man? What is up with this guy, and what is your team?
I think he's 80 years old and losing touch with reality. He's still got enough brain matter going to understand that the United States is in big trouble if they don't get the oil flowing. In fact, even now, if they get the oil flowing, it's not going to stop the United States from having a minor economic crisis.
Oh, I know this because he said one time the reason that he stopped the war or can't try to come to an agreement with Iran is because there was only 4 weeks of oil left.
Yeah.
Before things became catastrophic. With all of the war planners and all of the different departments in the military and the intelligence services, they did not foresee this because this is what they get paid to do.
Well, apparently, you would assume so, but what I've heard differently. What I've heard is that Trump, according to Robert Barnes, had been told several times, but he just wasn't listening until recently. Apparently, it was oil executives that came in and gave him the bad news. It's not oil in general. It's what they call the mid-level distillates, the heavy crude, which let's say I have a barrel of oil, about 30% of it is diverted to produce either diesel fuel or kerosene jet fuel. Mm-hmm. So diesel and jet fuel, they're not the same. And it's not like you say, oh, we got this much oil, so we'll use half of it for diesel and half of it for, it's not, well, if you have a set amount, you can divide and say, okay, we'll refine this amount for this and this amount for that. But that's the problem. You end up having to make some choices because you can't. You're drawing from, let's say, you're drawing from a fixed stock, and if the demand in both goes up, you got to make a choice. Who's going to get the bulk? How best to describe it? It's like, okay, so if you got two 8-year-olds, the kids, and they each want to eat a hamburger, okay, and you've got 2 hamburgers, okay, so you can feed them both. Now all of a sudden they're 8 years old or they're 16. Now you still got the same amount of hamburger meat. You can make a total of 2. Well, they're now 16. They each want 2 apiece. Now you got to make a choice. You can either deprive them both, or you can give one what they need, and the other one's going to be without. That's sort of what's happened now with this conundrum with these mid distillates. And when they look at the strategic oil reserves, they're going to be out in 4 weeks. So, and And you say, well, we'll just go buy some more. Well, there ain't any more to buy, okay? It's all sitting over there in the Persian Gulf, not coming out. But we're already buying everything that's possible out there. So this is what we said. There's 20% gone. So that's the problem.
Well, Larry, what is this about him talking about taking over the Strait of Hormuz and charging a 20% fee for anyone? Do you, even if he could take over the Strait of Hormuz, which is very doubtful, do you think Russia or China would pay him a 20% fee for their ships going in and out of the Strait of Hormuz?
Well, no, but you said it yourself. They've had the chance. U.S. is, what the hell was the U.S. doing for the last 4 months? Not trying to take over the Strait of Hormuz? They tried. They couldn't. We have no military capability to take over the Strait of Hormuz without suffering losses that we're not willing to suffer. So it's as simple as that. We can bullshit ourselves, but the reserves running down, because the oil and the strategic reserves, we don't look, as I mentioned earlier, you don't look at the total amount, you look at it's something we ought to be aware of anyway.
And last question before I let you go, Larry, because you've been doing quadruple duty today. When this thing, how long do you predict before we start seeing it and it starts really touching us? We see it right now in the stores with the shrinkflation and all of that stuff. But how long do you think before we start really feeling it?
I take Donald Trump at his word, 4 weeks. So we got next week, then the following weekend's 4th of July, then so around about let's see, 4.
Oh my God. Man, thank you, Larry, for joining me and for giving me the time, because I know you were busy today and you fit me into the schedule. Thank you so much.
Man, I always make time for you. I hope you don't think I'm one of these, self-important pricks who just, I have time for the little people.
Next time I'm gonna have to get me one of the shirts to wear on, so we'll both be matching.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much, Larry. I'll see you in the video.
Well, all right, brother. You take care. Bye.
All right, be blessed. Everybody, listen, in about 15 minutes, we'll have Dimitri Lascaris on the other platform. So come back in about 15 minutes. I want hit the like button, subscribe, tell others about the platform. And we're going to be doing another show with Alex Craner soon. I already talked to him right after the show. So everything is cool. Everybody listen. Do right by others, not because there's some material gain to be had or some accolades to be had, but do right by others because it's the right, the humane, and the godly thing to do. Because even when no one else is watching you, remember that God Almighty is watching you. As my late, great, and beautiful mother would always say, God sits high on the throne of power, but he looks low at the actions of man. Know that I love each and every one of you who loves truth, but know that the love that I have for you will always pale in comparison to the love that God has for you. Until we next speak again, stay strong, stay true, but above all things, remember this, stay righteous, because righteousness is the only thing that's going to get us out of here. Hey, mama, your baby boy still loves you more than life. Deuces, everybody. Thank you. Peace.